Alrighty, if somebody in the chat could let me know if that's better. Sorry for not catching that sooner. I think one of my repeaters was acting up a little bit funny. Going back up to the top, we have Ente, who does have a Crypt Lord for his third hero, and it looks like he's safely on 2 expos, although he's only got 250 gold and is breaking for 100 or 80 already. Juan is at a solid 80, nice panda breath there, and he's going to be pushing Yaws pretty hard here, I'd guess. Yaws is at 43 with only 1500 gold, but only 100 wood in order to move up. In comes the Chimeras, so I suspect we'll be seeing Juan cleaning up Yaws here and most likely taking him out. And sorry for the silence, I'm just trying to go ahead and check and see if the stream is working better now. If somebody could let me know, that would be much appreciated, and thank you for letting me know prior, by the way. And it does look like Juan will be in a very strong position against Yaws currently. He is cleaning up at this expo, and the Chimera could go down to 1 coil here, but it's saved. Down goes 1. There, Chimera down. But overall, Juan's still in a great position. Yaws is only at 50 food right now, and it looks like, although Yaws is doing a pretty good job of holding him off with what he has. The Nerubian Tower in the background is really helping him out quite a bit, and that panda hasn't really gotten off a good haze fire combo yet. Juan, it appears, is a little bit unsure of whether or not he wants to go ahead and push his main base or try and take this expansion out first. However, he does have 2 expos to Yaws' 1 expo, so he should be in decent position to do whatever he wants, and Yaws is also very low on wood currently. Nice save on the bottom there. The Priestess of the Moon does in fact get away, and this Death Knight is looking low, but it gets the pot off right in time. Yaws is slowly catching up food-wise between killing off some of Juan's units and making his own. However, it's still a fairly large differential here. And it looks like this, Fiends are going down now. They're getting caught up in the Chimera fire, and the Obsidian statues are looking pretty weak as well. I've not noticed any silences yet, but that may be because I haven't been observing properly. If we look down at the bottom as well, we have the first fight between Ugri and Lightweight. Lightweight at 80, Ugri at 100. Fighting in the human base, though, could be difficult, although I don't see any towers. Sleep on the panda, very nice call there. And this is probably Ugri's best chance at breaking out. I like the uses of the wagons here. It's pretty creative and a great way to counter the tanks between the Frost Breath and wagons. But overall, that looks like a lot of tanks for a lot of Gargs that only have 1/1 armor. That could make them very vulnerable very quickly. Back up top, down goes the Death Knight, and the panda hits level 4. Juan still in the driver's seat right now, however, it's not looking nearly as good for him as it did a few moments ago when he killed the Death Knight. His bears are going down very quickly, and the Dark Ranger teleports out. Back down here, it looks like Ugri is doing decently in his fight. Lightweight is forcing himself to go up to 100. Those gargoyles are looking very weak. Ugri making a nice choice in retreating a little bit here. Lightweight going 100 though, and most likely going to try and just completely finish him off. Renaud coming in at a very bad time for Lightweight. He just retreats a little bit, makes him TP in, but Lightweight most likely would rather that they weren't trying to double team him that way, although it's unintentional, I believe. Our lone player that hasn't really been doing anything right now is Ente, who's going around to 80, trying to find something to do, most likely going to hit Renaud and pair off into that 1v1 as well. And nice, good sleep on the panda, doesn't get any damage off. Renaud is hitting Lightweight, and Renaud should be forced to TP back and fight Ente while Lightweight fights off Renaud. Lightweight does look like he'll be going 100 and just trying to end somebody here, although it's not entirely clear who it would be right now. Priestess of the Moon goes down for Juan. And Juan continues to just push Yaws at around 80 food while Yaws is at 50. I'm not sure if Yaws is consciously making that decision or just doesn't have the resources to go above it. Renaud and Ente are fighting currently, and it looks like we've got an 80 versus 71 fight. Down goes that Crypt Lord. Nice job by Renaud. He hits level 3 on the Paladin, which will be very crucial. Good job focusing down these mortars, which are going to do all the fiend damage. And looks like it's a pretty even fight so far. I believe that Ente will probably be forced to TP out there. We should get a Paladin heal on the Alchemist or just a staff. The Spellbreakers are doing some pretty decent damage and sapping away some of the mana, although they're not focusing as much as I'd like to see them focus on the heroes, since, as everybody knows, the Death Knight or the Undead army revolves around the Death Knight. We have a big 100 versus 100 fight coming up here with Lightweight and Ugri, it looks like. Ugri running very low on gold, though, and Lightweight having a much greater advantage on the gold and wood. And it looks like the Panda is going to be sleeped again. He cannot keep the Panda awake to do all the damage that he'd like it to do, and this Paladin is looking pretty low, although he wisely decides to spec for the Divine Shield, and it comes at a terrible time for Ugri. In addition, Ugri does not have, he has one Destroyer, but he has a lot of Gargoyles that are under slow effect right now. Lightweight backing up a little bit, it looks like, trying to focus down these meat wagons, which are doing all the damage to his tanks currently. In addition, he has level 3-2 on the tanks, while Ugri only has 1-3 on his. He's done the right choice in choosing which ones to use, however, it's still hurting him quite a bit. We have Juan and Yaws fighting again. Yaws at 44 and capped at 50 now, actually. So this could prove to be a major problem for him, while Juan is at 80 and doing a nice job using Roar. However, he is at 2-0 on his armor upgrades. Yaws only has 1-0, but with the Fiends focusing down units, these could actually die much quicker than you'd expect to see. Inside his base is a pretty risky place to fight. We'll see how that works out for him. Juan taking down the shop, always a good idea. You want to make sure that your opponent can't buy items back. We have Lightweight finishing off Ugri's buildings or expansion over here. It looks like the Dreadlord for Yaws has gone down. Juan doing a good job of just trying to focus him out. It looks like he will not try and tome Yaws and will just try to take him out. He's lost about 10 food and does a nice job getting some more food back to hopefully rejuvenate itself. Yaws sitting at 31 and only with 250 gold and 90 wood. So unless a miracle happens right now, Yaws is not looking like he's in particularly good shape. Looks like Renaud has forced Ente to TP out, although Renaud did lose the expansion to him. Sorry that we missed that fight, however, it's a bit hectic trying to keep up with everything over here. Looks like Renaud will go ahead and take that back from him. Going back down here, it looks like Juan and Yaws are still at it. Not a whole lot new there. Interestingly enough, I'm trying to figure out, I believe that the Priestess of the Moon does have Owl. This would be a great time to use it to pick up those Fiends, but I'm not positive it's possible. He does have Fire Arrow going for some extra DPS. Juan just trying to get his heroes away right now. He does have 5-4, however, they're not doing a whole lot of good. Nice job by the Panda picking up level 5 and using his Breath of Fire to go ahead and grab some... Excuse me, one moment. Sorry, I just had a bit of a coughing spree and didn't want to cough into the mic. As I was saying, using a nice job to get those burrowed Fiends with his Panda. At this point, Juan making the good decision to go ahead and just take down his main hall. The Panda is looking a little low, but it does have a potion of healing on it. Dreadlord is very close to 6 and should be able to pick it up soon. And down goes the Panda, or the... Nope, sorry, not the Panda. The Lich. I swear I've actually played Warcraft before. I'm not just reading the names. This should be a good game for Yaws. It looks like the Death Knight will survive there, but that doesn't really matter. Lightweight is coming in, cleaning up Ugri. Ugri saying that he's going to go ahead and unsummon. We'll see if he does actually follow through on that, or if that was just some manip. It does look like he is going to try and avoid the... avoid feeding his army to Lightweight. Interestingly enough, Ugri is going to go ahead and hit Juan, most likely trying to get Juan to TP in and feeding that experience to him, actually. We'll see if that turns out to be true. And Yaws has been defeated. And Ugri going over here to scout, see if he truly has been defeated. It does look like we have another fight going on with Renaud and Ente, and it looks like Ente is getting the upper hand of this one. Ooh, that Death Knight is... Ooh, nice TP, though. And thank you for checking that, Mage. And Juan coming in here, going to engage lightweight. He is down by 15 food, but this should be a pretty good fight overall. Juan has some slight hero levels, and that Dark Ranger should be able to use silence. It does have charm. However, he does not have enough anti-casters, and it looks like lightweight is going to have the big upper hand in this one. We'll see if Juan's micro can make up for it and take out lightweight, but I'm thinking that lightweight's in pretty good position here, and Juan should go ahead and try and get out. Down go 2 more, 3 more chimeras, and Juan, just like that, is down a bunch of food. This does not help lightweight whatsoever. Going back up here, we've got another fight between Renaud and Ente, but Renaud is going to go ahead and TP out. Both of them are doing pretty well in gold-wise. We've got 8,500 on Renaud and 6,000 on Ente. Juan down to 4,000. His fighting with Yaws has cost him quite a bit of gold. However, he is at 653, which are the best heroes on the map right now, I believe. Lightweight at 6,500, sitting at 82 food, hopefully going to drop down or go up. It does look like he's going to kill off some peasants, and he's in pretty good shape as well. He has 543 and should gain some more experience if he can ever find the rest of Ugri's army. Ugri going to try and rebuild up where Yaws was. Good for him for not giving up. And just going around, it looks like we should have Juan picking up another expansion soon, so that will give Juan with 2 expansions, 3 expansions with the one he's rebuilding. Lightweight currently has, looks like, 4 working expansions, so that's pretty good for him. He's definitely going to need that gold, though, if he's going to take on Juan immediately following Ugri, which is pretty likely, I believe. Renaud at 8,000 gold, but only 180 wood, so pretty typical for him. He is working off 4 expansions as well once that one finishes, though. We trust our players not to cheat, and when we actually have league matches, we set up a delay for it, so it will be delayed about 10 minutes in the game. Looks like Renaud is pretty is pretty focused on Ente right now, but Ente has actually gone up to 100 and could try and take Renaud out if he gets a good fight here. That Crypt Lord is going to hit level 3 soon, I hope, and it's also pretty wow. Down goes that Crypt Lord. Apparently I shouldn't talk about things because I jinx him. Paladin getting focused a little bit here, but mostly just splash damage. It looks like Ente is doing a good job of taking out those Griffins, which are the main DPS within the army. He does have a very odd composition for free-for-all, though. A lot of Frostworms with a lot of Fiends. If Renaud gets smart here and goes for a more Griffin Hawk-oriented army, then that could lead to some pretty big trouble for Ente, I believe. Ente has managed to get himself level 6 on the Death Knight, though. So he's got 6 for 2, I believe, the Crypt Lord dead currently. Renaud doing a pretty good job of sending those tanks around and trying to harass everything. However, he should probably be focusing just on buildings and not trying to kill anything in the air because he doesn't have enough tanks to do that. Lightweight is back down to 80, wandering around with some tanks trying to hunt down Ugri and get rid of his last little army, which is focused over here. Ugri is making sure to try and not kill off any, or not feed any of his units to Lightweight. We'll see what happens if Lightweight discovers his base, which I believe he will. Lightweight also going to pick up another expansion here, so he's going to be in great shape gold-wise. Juan has gotten his expansion up, has not put any wisps into it yet, though, so he currently has 1 expansion down here with 4 wisps that I presume he'll move over from wood to it, and he is dragging some wisps from his main in. In addition, he's moving this Tree of Life and will most likely move it to the 3 o'clock position on the map in terms of the middle expos. Ente, it appears, has picked up his third expo currently, taking the somewhat controversial and hard-to-hold middle one that Renaud is almost certainly going to go ahead and take down right now. Renaud is still quite a ways from level 6 on his Alchemist, however, that's going to play a large role once it happens because he'll be able to take those Frost Worms down so quickly. Undead, one of the two races without a staff, and that plays a huge role when an Alchemist gets into it. A good job just TPing out here, picks off one unit, and does not lose any, which is very important because he cannot feed any more levels to Ente. Juan gonna go ahead and fight lightweight, and Juan just trying to keep I think he is saying that lightweight has too many expos, which actually pretty smart free-for-all move here, since lightweight does indeed have 3 expos, trying to put up the 4th and has drained 2 already. Juan about to drain his second one. No, never mind, he did not take that one to begin with, so Juan has only drained 1 and only has 3 going currently. This should be pretty interesting solo matchup here if they do decide to go. Juan only at 3-1 upgrades versus 3-3 for lightweight though, which could prove to be a pretty big factor when taking into account the tanks. You always want your heir to have those 3-3 upgrades in order to protect them from the barrage that tanks put up. Ente managing to snag another expo here, so Juan gonna go ahead and take that down, I presume. Yep, here it goes, and we'll see if we can get a fight versus Juan and Ente. I'm guessing we will, and Ente's gonna go into up 20 food, and his hero levels are gonna be pretty similar. Juan does not have a great army to fight Ente with, and wisely decides to back out here. Priestess of Moon, very low. It could use some boots, it could use some amulets on it. Renaud hitting his other expo currently, and this could prove to be pretty troublesome. TP's out right now, and an interesting TP from Ente. You'd expect him to TP on top of Renaud since he has so many slow and nuke abilities. Renaud is doing a nice job of sending around some tanks to go harass other expos though. This is definitely the mark of a well-seasoned human because there's really not a whole lot that's more annoying than facing tanks at your expos while fighting the main army. It does look like Ente will be able to knock these tanks down before they do any more damage though, and he is gaining some experience from them at least. And doesn't look like there's a whole lot else going on the map right now. Looking at Juan's army composition, as a Night Elf player, I'd have to say that I'd like to see some more hippos and less chimeras. You'll find that chimeras they're great for taking on ground, and if he's purely focused on lightweight right now, then that is a good choice. However, if he's going to piss off Ente the way he was, then he probably wants a few more hippos to go around. And just going around doing little heroes, it looks like we've got 654 for Juan hero levels. We have 653 for Ente on his heroes. Renaud has 543. And lightweight has 543 as well. Lightweight, gold-wise, lightweight is leading with 9,000. Renaud has just shy of 9,000. Ente at 3,000, sitting at 100, and Juan at 104,000. So both Ente and Juan are breaking 400 already, or have already successfully accomplished that, I should say. And it does look like Juan is going to find a jackpot of experience here. He should be able to gain a lot of levels off this. And yep, down goes the Dreadlord, down goes the heroes. He'll finish up Ugri here, and Ugri is done unless he decides to rebuild, but I don't see any way that he could. He does have one Alkalite over here, so he could toss down a main if he wanted to, but at this point it is just good game. So we've got 2 players out, 4 to go. Brings us back to a little bit of a more traditional free-for-all, and Juan has picked up this Alkalite here. We'll see what he decides to go for. Looks like he's just going to expand with it at the moment, but we could see some Banshees thrown in, or maybe even something else in the future. I was thinking Banshees for the AMS, but we will see. And Juan doing a little bit of manip here, trying to get them to focus down lightweight. Ente, the probably not so experienced free-for-all player, is buying it pretty quickly. We'll see if he continues to do so. Oof, and a lot of wasted experience there. He only has one hero level under 5, and that would be his Priestess of Moon. If he had backed up the Panda and backed up the Dark Ranger, then he could have gotten a lot more experience for that Priestess of the Moon, or he could have used, come on, go ahead, use Charm on the Destroyer here and save it. But yeah, that Priestess of the Moon does look like he's actually backed him up now. And alright, they're not actually going to take the Destroyer, which I had kind of thought would be the game plan, but what do I know? So we've still got Ente sitting at 100, which on 3 expos is really hurting him right now. He is losing a lot of gold to upkeep and not really doing anything. He should probably go ahead and kill some fiends off and drop down to 80. Juan is at high upkeep as well, but he does appear to be doing a little bit more, and presuming that he's going to go ahead and hit Lightweight, then I think this is not a bad choice at all. Lightweight, however, is just sitting at 80, as is Renaud. Nope, Renaud is in high upkeep as well, my mistake. So Lightweight has got the most gold and is the only one sitting in high upkeep, in medium upkeep. So he's really in great position right now, and we'll see. But I believe that Renaud is probably going to go ahead and try and take down some expansions. He might go back and try and fight Ente and gain level 6 on his Alchemist, which it actually does look like that's what his game plan is. So we're going to have 2 more 1v1s. And yes, I agree with Juan. We should be able to charm tanks as Dark Ranger. And here comes the fight. Looks like it's going to be pretty good position for Renaud, doing a nice job roping things off here. This is the problem with not having any gargoyles, is that heavy air is a bitch to fight for Undead. Ente is wisely backing up here. He's losing quite a bit of gold. And Renaud just doing a nice job focusing down the air. He doesn't need to focus on heroes. He doesn't really want them to go away. He doesn't want a hero to TP out. Instead, he just wants to gain as much experience as he can. He's going to try and get that Alchemist up to level 6. Gyro is coming in here with backup. Griffin's doing a nice job focusing down in air and applying some pressure to the heroes. Does look like the Crypt Lord is being focused a decent amount, although not a whole lot. But Renaud is only lost 16 food as opposed to the 38 that Ente has lost already, and it's only getting worse. He has a couple low destroyers there. Ooh, that Death Knight is very low, very lucky. Nice save by Ente there. Paladin does have that potion of greater healing, which does not go off. I don't know if that was an oversight or a lag spike or what, but Renaud makes a crucial error there in not saving his Paladin. MK does have enough for a Storm Bolt. Let's see him go ahead and use it most likely. That Alchemist is getting very, very close to picking up level 6. And that Death Knight will survive. However, Ente has lost 54 food, while Renaud only lost 32. And he is destroying Ente's expansion as we speak as well. Expect to see Renaud quickly heal up and just go back and fight Ente right away, which it does look like that would be his game plan currently. With our other players checking in, Lightweight's at 15,000 gold, just kind of chilling. Juan's still at 100. He has not gained any gold since the last time we saw him. That Death Knight is looking very low. Let's see if he can... Nope. So Ente is currently amassing Fiends. Probably not the best choice versus Griffins, but he does manage to nuke the Alchemist down and force it to teleport away. But the Death Knight goes down and Alchemist gains level 6. Well done by Renaud there, and that's exactly what he wanted. The Alchemist is going to be pretty much able to harass Ente nonstop now, and especially if he keeps creating Fiends and Frostworms, which are those high experience, high gold units, then Renaud is going to be in great shape. Looking around, we'll just go do some base surveying. Lightweight doing a nice job here. He has 2 castles in his main that's going to protect him. Up in comes Juan. He's trying to take out some of these outside production buildings. Those aren't too important, but it does look like... Excuse me. Lightweight is going to TP in here. Kind of a choked TP, so we'll expect to see him try and spread out a little bit more. His base has a very nice layout to it, however it does not look like the best base for fighting in. It actually looks like a base that will do a nice job of preventing people from just going and hauling you. So I'd expect to see Lightweight probably focus on the battles outside a little bit here, where he can get his siege engines and tanks all together to take down this air. Juan has picked up the level 2 armor upgrade for his chimeras and hippos, but he's still lacking the level 3 one. I suspect we'll see it eventually, hopefully sooner rather than later. And Lightweight incoming here to fight with 95 versus 100 food, but Lightweight has 3 times the gold that Juan does right now. Actually, a little bit more than that even. And his hero levels are not far off. I would expect to see that the hero levels even up after this fight unless Juan does an excellent job of taking those tanks down. Wisely, Juan's going to go ahead and just get out. He's done enough damage already, taken down quite a few production buildings, and doesn't lose a unit on his way out. So that's a very smart choice on his part. Renaud is back at Ente, and it looks like he's going to continue to maintain this advantage, and this will probably be the camel that broke the straws back here. He should go around and kill off these expansions pretty easily, and then can just starve Ente out. He's sitting at 1200 gold, and has a pretty weak base in terms of buildings and how long it would take to kill. We do have an incoming fight here. It does look like the Fiends are doing a pretty good job of keeping the Griffin Riders from doing too much damage, but the tanks in the background are doing a lot of damage while this is going on. I believe that Ente has lost his Frostworm to the Alchemist already. I didn't catch that, but I don't see it anywhere. And that Death Knight is looking very low and TP's out. It could go down very quickly, though, if that Mountain King can move into position. TP's right into the middle there. Ooh, that Alchemist is actually looking very low as well, and good job saving the Death Knight by Ente, and the Mountain King goes down, so turns it about a little bit for Ente. Still not in great shape, but certainly better shape than he was when this came on. Juan going back and killing some more buildings from Lightweight. This is really the best strategy versus a good human who builds a nice base like this. It's just take down the buildings where you can. You don't want to engage necessarily, however, it is most likely going to lead to the human deciding, I'm going to go ahead and take this fight to your base. Human just much better at killing bases than Night Elf is, especially human bases versus Night Elf bases, and it does look like Lightweight is going to bring these tanks into his base. Hopefully Juan will uproot these Ancients of Wind right away, since that changes the armor type to heavy instead of fortified, but I don't see him doing it yet. I'm not sure if he isn't aware of the trick or what, but Lightweight in a very good position. He's got Juan choked up here, and he's managing to go ahead and do a lot of damage on these buildings. I expect to see this tank saved momentarily. Nope. Alright, we do get that uproot on the Ancient of Wind, and the Chims are doing a pretty nice job of taking down tanks. That Panda is doing a ton of damage to them. This fight is not going nearly as well for Lightweight as I thought it would be, and I suspect that he thought the same thing. Juan doing a nice job of bringing those Chimeras back out of range. Only lost 1 so far that I've seen, about to be 2, but realizes that they're low and not to keep fighting with them. Casters are going down everywhere. There's not been any big silence I've seen from Juan, however, he is still holding his own very well in this fight. Lightweight TP's out, and that Paladin, ooh, almost goes down. There was that silence. Juan does a great job of keeping his army alive. Let's see him. He's going back to 100, though. Hopefully he'll knock some of that off and stay at 80. Yep, there we go. Juan's at 80, so Juan should be able to bank up a little bit here. Lightweight loses a lot of units here, has to reproduce a ton of tanks, actually going for gyros instead, so a wise choice if you can keep them out of the Panda's range. However, the Panda will eat these for lunch. Looking back up top here, it does look like we've got Renaud about to engage with Ente again. Renaud is going for 100, sitting at 8,000 food. Lightweight doing a nice job of harassing Juan's expansion, but only one tank isn't going to be able to do enough. He is very low on these units, though. I would like to see some type of heal if possible, but he does have these moon wells pretty much drained. Those Night Elf players that play more will see a lot of players mass moon wells. It's really a very effective strategy and a long-term one as well. Renaud fighting Ente now. He has a 18 food advantage. Let's see the Alchemist go ahead and take out this Frostworm. Oh, the Alchemist actually does not have enough mana on it to use its ultimate ability right now. That Mountain King is looking very low, and it goes down. So Ente doing a nice job of just picking different parts of the fight that he wants to control and taking it out. However, it's not a very viable long-term strategy. He is being outgolded very badly at the moment, and Renaud at some point will start winning the fights, although who knows when that point will be. This Crypt Lord is looking pretty ripe here, although without that Mountain King to save it, then there's no, without the Mountain King to stun it, there's not a whole lot he can do. Lightweight is taking out some of Juan's dual race thing, and we might expect to see a manip here, although Lightweight is in very good position, probably doesn't want to call attention to himself. Down goes the Crypt Lord. and that Lich is not far behind it. Death Knight does have enough for 2 more, though. 2 more coils, that would be. Paladin gets level 5, and really going to be a strong nuke now. The Renaud does not have the Archmage for unlimited mana, though, so that's a bit annoying for him. Back down here, Juan is just getting wrecked by these gyros, it looks like. I didn't catch all of the fight, unfortunately. However, that is a lot of gyrocopters. Juan is down a lot of food now, and they're not being destroyed by Breath of Fire the way he would like, I would guess. Now just engaging a little bit of a hero arena, but it's pretty much pointless. The human heroes are not going to die in this case, and he does not have anything to back it up. Juan also does not have any type of entangle or stun ability, so the human heroes will be able to move out pretty easily. Back up top, we've got Renaud fighting with Ente again. I know that sounds like I'm repeating myself, but I swear it's a new fight. These are a lot of very low Griffin Riders. And, yep, so Ente doing a very nice job of just picking them off one by one and making Renaud run after his fiends. Even though they're dying, it's wasting a lot of his time getting to them. And Renaud only left with 1 Griffin Rider right now, down to 43 gold. He is really not doing very well this fight at all. That Mountain King really makes up a large portion of this army. Does manage to use his ultimate on another unit, but that Death Knight is up to level 8 already, and he's going to have to go ahead and TP out soon, it looks like. Paladin almost level 6, that's pretty much the only redeeming thing here. Lightweight is just solidly dominating the game on the bottom, though. He's at 100 now, still has 8,000 gold, and he's got level 6, level 6, level 4. Mass TP is in the works. Expect to see some TPs into different bases everywhere. Juan is rightly saying that Lightweight has mass expos, which he pretty much does. We can see he's got 1, 2, third one drained. So he's got 2 going and has drained 5 expos already. So really doing a fantastic job so far. And these are a lot of low-looking gyros. Let's see if Juan's Panda can go ahead and take them out here. They are nicely clumped together. Very good Breath of Fire there. That has dropped Lightweight down quite a bit, and 1 more would make even more damage. The silence is going off. Let's see if he can get that Priestess of the Moon out of the way. Does have a pot to use. Incoming Chimeras, but those aren't going to do a whole lot of damage. His main does go down, and Lightweight is really destroying Juan at this point. That's going to be a good game for Juan, I'm guessing. He could try and rebuild somewhere else, however, he is in distressing fashion. That Paladin is going to be level 5 soon, which will make his heroes even more impossible to kill. Although he does have silence, so that's something at least. And another Chimera is going to go down momentarily. 2 go down. So Lightweight gaining a lot of experience, doing a very nice job fighting this. Juan really just not in luck here. It's so hard to fight a good human in your base. Spellbreaker's doing a nice job of taking down the Panda's mana and making it a lot more ineffective. Lightweight was forced to TP out there, but not a whole lot of true damage was done to him, and he'll be able to go back to 80 and get even more gold now. Renaud, realizing that Lightweight is a problem, is going over here to fight him a little bit. Ente is going to go ahead and gold back up. He only has 190 currently. He'll manage to get 2, 3 expos, it looks like. When all is said and done, although only 180 gold on that one, so 2 expos truly. But won't have to deal with Renaud constantly harassing him. And it does look like Juan is going to go ahead and take down some of Lightweight's expos as well. So finally Lightweight is going to get a little 2v1 here. However, I would not be surprised to see him manage to take somebody completely out of the game soon. Excuse me. And Renaud moving on to another expo that actually has some gold in it, so a wise choice there. Should be able to gain level 6 on the Paladin from these, so that will be the kind of underlying help here. And, ooh, this is not going to be good. In come the gyros, in come the heroes, in comes Lightweight, and Lightweight takes out Renaud pretty quickly. Renaud forced to TP away. Juan coming in, not going to help. Juan can be taken out just as quickly. This was not very well coordinated, and Lightweight just doing a fantastic job of defending it right now. And in an overall great position. Ente has not gotten the memo. Oh, maybe he has. Let's see if he goes ahead and plays nice with Renaud. I would not be surprised to see Renaud go ahead and stay at 57 and then eventually drop down to sub 50. It looks like Ente's going to go ahead and fight him though, so Ente ensuring that Lightweight is not in a 2v1 situation. unless Ente is actually going down to lightweight, which is certainly possible. Lightweight in the middle of Juan's base and does a nice job saving that. In come the gyros, down goes the chimeras. Lightweight doing a fantastic job of just staffing everything out. Dark Ranger looking pretty low here. The Paladin could be a massive factor with the Holy Light on it. Let's see if Lightweight goes ahead and focuses it down. It's looking very low right now. Nice staff by Juan. Down goes the Priest of the Moon, though. Nicely blocked off by that Panda. So Juan sitting at 41 food to Lightweight's 57, but Lightweight has 7,000 gold while Juan only has 200. He has one expo going on, however that's not going to help him too much. It does look like Ente is going to go ahead and 3v1 Lightweight though. Renaud not doing a whole lot right now, just doing some expansion harassing. But this should create this should make Lightweight actually take them a little bit seriously, but he may be able to try and finish off Juan, or at least finish off Juan's production buildings. Nothing so far that's being hit is very significant. The most significant portion would be the 3,500 expo up in the bottom 6 o'clock expo there. However, that's not being hit currently, and Lightweight probably not too sad to lose a bunch of buildings that aren't doing anything. And this Dark Ranger is running away, running for its life. Let's see if the Paladin can manage to sneak around things here and get a Holy Light off on it. It looks like the Dark Ranger should be set. Nice surround by Lightweight. Ooh, good block. Nope. Yep, maybe. Juan should be able to go ahead and use his ultimate. Should go ahead and do so now, though. Yep. And let's see if he goes ahead and surrounds the Earth Panda. Instead, just focusing it down. And the Dark Ranger in very bad shape here. Very, very bad. Could be focused down very quickly. Nice TP out. Ente going for Lightweight's base. Let's see if this makes Lightweight TP back in and fight Ente. Ente is also capped at 80 food, which is kind of interesting. Should the need arise, he will not be able to properly fight him. I'm guessing that, ooh, nice Death and Decay there. Lightweight may be doing this to show that he's getting a little bit hurt and try to discontinue the 2v1. Also, he just wants to take Juan's main base out here. This Dark Ranger is very low and gets some mana and gets some health back there, but only has 4 Fiends currently, which Juan back to playing with his normal race after starting off with Night Elf, I suppose. Gets a little homesick. Paladin could have a Holy Light soon, though. Let's see, there it is. Down goes the Dark Ranger. So, Lightweight in controlling position here is being 2v1'd at his base, though, by Renaud and Ente. I'm not sure what his strategy here is. Last time we saw him, he did let this his base get teamed down too quickly. He's also not producing any units, nor do I see any true production value except from the workshops. He does have 2 Griffin Averys back here, though. At some point, he's going to have to TP back in. And Lightweight is not playing for the win anymore. I'm not sure why. He was playing absolutely fantastic before. I think this is probably manip, but if he doesn't TP back in, then it might not be. I suppose he might be trying to teach Juan a lesson not to cry too much. However, it's certainly a poor strategy on his part because he was in great position no matter what right now to win. And he's easily been playing the best this game. Ente deciding to go investigate what's going on and should run into Lightweight and Juan soon. Maybe go ahead and take the rest of Juan's base out. We'll see what happens there. Renaud is taking advantage of the fact that Lightweight is not protecting his base, however, and should be able to bring down the second castle soon, which really would be a shame because that would mean that Lightweight would be pretty much shit out of luck. Ente is just passing through, commuting back to his base, I suppose. Has finally gotten back up to 100. I would like to see him not at 100, but what can you do? And Ente does team Lightweight there, so unfortunately Lightweight is going to be out of this game, I believe, despite the fact that he played so well. Ente should go ahead and clean up Juan here. We'll see if that happens or not. Does not look like it is, which is interesting because Juan is clearly the weakest here, and he could get a few levels that are much needed. So, unfortunately, what was a very promising game at the start does look to be going downhill a little bit at this point. Lightweight giving some experience to Renaud. Renaud should be firmly in the driver's seat here. That Mountain King is going to get pretty close to 6, if not hit it. and just off. So a few more things should go ahead and feed him up there. And yeah, I don't really know what to say about this. I mean, lightweight played fantastically, but yet again has decided to go ahead and give up his base in order to teach somebody a lesson. It's not a very viable strategy, although maybe he's just playing dead. It does look like he's upgrading to keep down here, so hopefully he is just trying to make everybody think that he's done for while they fight it out, and he goes ahead and gains the lead. Lightweight complaining that everybody went nuts on him. He was actually winning, and he was in great position. I think that this is actually manip, and it's making me feel much better now. I suspect that Ente and Renaud will start fighting soon, and that they will... very nice army from Ente, actually. Yep, Renaud actually going to finish off more of lightweight. He realizes who his biggest threat is, and doesn't want him to get back in the game, trying to gain a little more experience for that Mountain King as well. So Renaud does have 2 expos going currently. Ente has 2 expos going as well. Juan does not have any expos, and lightweight does not have any either. Lightweight sitting at 5,500 gold. Renaud sitting at 7,500, clearly in the driver's seat at this point, assuming that lightweight does not successfully rebuild, but even if he does, he's going to be in very weak position without his main and having to retech and rebuild all those production buildings. Juan effectively is out of the game, I believe. He does not have any gold, and he does have an undead base up top, but that's not going to help him out too much. He's selling off a few items currently to try and revive his heroes, my guess. But I don't see what it's going to help him with. Up there comes the Dark Ranger, so he should be able to charm some units at least. Renaud going after Ente. Realizes that he should be able to get the jump on him, but Ente has a nice AMS shield going on his units that's going to help out a lot versus all of these Griffins. Alchemist does manage to snipe something off here. Let's see if he tries and focus down this Death Knight. It does not have a TP on it. That Mountain King could... Yep, Mountain King's going to pop his ultimate soon, I bet. And Death Knight in a very dangerous position there. 1 stun and a bunch of Griffin Rider focus, and it could be game over for that Death Knight, or at least revive time. Renaud decided to TP out, though. I guess, yeah, he was losing a lot of units there. Kind of embarrassing to be losing to this army composition, but Ente doing a nice job focusing everything down. He's got 9, 8, 6 so far. And staffed the wrong hero. That would be a pretty big problem, if you hadn't noticed. Renaud doing the experienced free-for-all player move, though, and if you can't win a fight, then make other shit happen while you're fighting. So he's taking down some of Ente's buildings. Ente does have both of his expansions solidly up and running, though, and is building some Temples of the Damned at the expo, maybe for a hidden Necro army. Juan currently going ahead. Sorry, excuse me. And taking down some peasants. All that's really going to lead to, though, is some free experience for Renaud when he kills this bear, and presumably tries to take down some of... probably let it go. Renaud actually, interestingly, sitting at 52. Okay, he's rebuilding, but I would expect him to rebuild all the way to 80 very quickly. He does have the production buildings to get up there in a hurry, and Ente is not to be taken lightly with a 100 food army and better micro than Renaud can dream of. No offense, Renaud, you know I love you. He's doing a nice job of just focusing things down with his heroes, picking off things right and left, and the Alchemist plus the stun Holy Light combo you can get from the Paladin can prove a lot of trouble for Undead, especially when you just go for something like Fiends. You can take down 2 Fiends instantaneously, or take down an Abomination and a Fiend. A lot of things that could go wrong there. It does look like Lightweight is rebuilding a little bit, just enough to get some invisible heroes. I'm not sure who he's going to try and kill off here, but we shall see. Renaud, you should probably go for a 100 food army first. That would be a solid starting move. And Juan just going ahead and running around, killing some stuff, having fun, it looks like. Ente thinks that he's going to win, but I don't think so. I'm thinking that Renaud's in good position here. I think a lot of it depends on what Lightweight decides to do. Looks like Lightweight's just out to extract a little bit of revenge, probably. He is building a tank army. Could see a hidden army coming in at the end here with mass teleportation. That would certainly be very strong, and hopefully his harass here doesn't create a "oh, let's go finish off Lightweight before anything else happens" movement. It's always kind of risky to go ahead and not just sit quietly and let people forget you when you've already been forgotten. When you draw their attention like this, then that can hurt you a lot later on. Renaud doing a good job of just taking down some more buildings, by the way. However, Renaud and Ente are fighting so hard right now that he should be pretty safe. I don't think that their attentions are going to be switched from either of each other, and especially after this, where Renaud doing a nice job of focusing down those fiends, learning that a little micro can help, and then TPing out. He has managed to get his heroes up to 866, so Ente has a hero lead, but it's not all that significant at this point. I bet he probably wishes that he had a Dreadlord right now. That could go a long way to help. And he will manage to take out Renaud's last expo, leaving Renaud no reason not to go up to 100 food army. Looking around, Juan still doing Juan things, and just kind of up, down goes that paladin most likely. Dark Ranger looking pretty weak, could be focused down too. And let's see if they know that they just have to keep track of that Earth Panda and let it go back. So a nice trick here for those that don't really know. If he just surrounded the Earth Panda, it will revert there. However, the fact that he managed to get the last part of the panda away is going to hurt him pretty significantly, because he could have had an easy hero kill. I'm not sure if it's not that well known, or if just level 6 pandas aren't that common in other game types, but the panda will always come back to its Earth Panda, assuming that it's alive. So you'll see a lot of players just go ahead and surround it but not attack it. That's a very wise move and will lead to an easy panda kill or panda TP away once it comes back. Juan does appear to be actually trying to stay in this game, correctly pointing out that Ente has an expo, had two, but Renaud killed the other one, and gauging correctly probably that Ente is the strongest, although I don't think that's true per se. I still would put my money on Renaud being the strongest right now. He does have the most gold by quite a bit, and the Lightweight is correctly pointing out you should all go for Renaud. Yeah, that would be the correct move to do. However, I suspect they'll focus down Ente. Juan still getting the hang of trying to figure out who the strongest is. Looking at Lightweight's heroes, they are pretty damn fearsome. He has very high hit points and should be able to pretty easily focus things down when he wants to. Manages to mass TP away there and not give away any free experience to Ente. Renaud comes in and steals a fiend there, refocusing Ente on him. Unfortunately, Ente at this point is kind of like a wind him up and point him. He's very easily being, I don't want to say manipulated, but forced to target one player or another. Juan, it looks like, is going to finish off the rest of Lightweight's buildings for lack of anything else to do. And at this point, it looks like it should be pretty hard to kill any heroes, although that Lich is looking pretty vulnerable now that the Death Knight has used his coil. I wouldn't be surprised to find a quick nuke, but there goes save. Nicely done on getting the Lich back into full health before it can be taken down. Renaud does have the upper hand in a 64 versus 50 food fight right now, and the Alchemist is doing a lot of damage actually. The Alchemist has a very high DPS, and between that, the Undead focus with the MK Paladin combo, and his anti-magic shield wearing off, Ente did not have the fight go exactly as he planned, I suspect. The tank is also doing some damage to his main currently. Shouldn't kill it, however, if he's allowed to send a tank every fight, then he's going to find a lot of buildings missing very quickly. Lightweight coming in, finishing off Juan for lack of anything better to do, and also because Juan was harassing him. Smart move, although I'm not sure it's going to help him a whole lot. Looking around, he's still sitting at 50, does not have any expos going up. Does have one expo being put up there. If he can get Juan out of the game and nobody mentions that, then that could provide a major boon for Lightweight. Juan coming back, Lightweight does not have any stun actually, so that is one thing that should be pretty helpful for him. In addition, the Dark Ranger should be able to silence him. So this can be a pretty futile hero battle, I would guess, and Lightweight correctly choosing to just focus down the buildings and get everything out of the way. I actually did not know that Juan had a sorcerer, but that's interesting to see. Because the silence is used already, he's able to mass TP away. So currently it looks like we have Ente sitting on one expo that's going to get drained very quickly, leave him with about 600 gold. Lightweight is trying to get this expo up, has gotten this expo up, could be in very good position momentarily, but has a peasant building that will put him at 51. Presumably he'll bring a different one in. He has 3,000 gold that he could drain from this, and that'll put him up right around 4,000. He has enough to slowly pump units out if the game drags on long enough. Renaud in the Kingspin position right now, 80 food, 4,000 gold, still mining from 2 expos, and unfortunately Ente not experienced enough to let them know what's going on. Maybe he hasn't scouted them per se. Renaud also putting up the third one, but if you're ever in this position, you should definitely make sure that you let your opponents know that one person has 3 expos while nobody else really has one. It's a very good reason to team them down and let them know that doing that is unacceptable, especially when they have some of the strongest and deadliest heroes in the game. Lightweight is going to correctly come in here and take out some of the peasants, I presume, doing a nice job just using invisibility to get up there. I do believe that Ente taking out one of them as well. Lightweight's probably just going to avoid the battle here entirely and go find a different expo that he can harass in peace. He does not really want to engage anyone directly right now. He just wants to float under the radar and let everyone do it. However, it does look like there is a gyrocopter around here or something, since Renaud clearly saw that Lightweight was there. And Lightweight is trying to get them to team Renaud down, but so far not very successfully. He makes a very good case for why, but Ente at this point not really talking, not truly getting the free-for-all idea yet, although he is microing very well, but sitting at 57 and mining is not a great idea. It really needs to get kind of the basics of free-for-all and free-for-all macroeconomics down. He is, however, going to continue to focus down Renaud and see if his superior micro can make up the food difference, but he's going to find that the Alchemist is just going to tear him apart. Between the Alchemist and the Holy Light / stun nuke from the MK and the Paladin, it's really going to be very difficult for him to keep himself in the game in terms of not losing units. Renaud TP's out here, not a bad choice, but he does have the gold to support that, while Ente cannot afford to lose 3 units every time that they see each other. Lightweight back up 2,000 gold. Successfully has gotten this expansion up without anybody seeing it, and is just going around and doing as much minor damage as he can at this point. It does look like Juan slowly getting some more units out here. I'm not sure if... Yeah, I believe that Juan just keeps charming them from other people. A pretty good strategy, and if he can fly under the radar, that will be his only hope as well. And Lightweight doing a nice job of keeping all the attention on Renaud. Renaud trying to counter-manip him, however, Lightweight is definitely correct that they should be focusing on Renaud, not Ente right now. Although Ente has managed to get himself to 50 food, I don't know if that was by accident or on purpose, but it will help him mine this much more smoothly. Lightweight's up to 2,600 though, Renaud at 4,400. Still mining off of one mine, successfully drained another, so Renaud going to be in very good shape, although he could probably make 10 more food and not be hurt too badly. Excuse me for one moment while I get some water. I step away for one moment, and Renaud goes and kills Lightweight's expansion. Does a nice job of picking up the fact that Lightweight is probably still the biggest threat gold-wise, and while Ente is kind of one-dimensional at this point, it seems like Lightweight is much more crafty, much more experienced, and going to be a much larger threat in the long run. Nice job with the Breath of Fire Haze combo on these Griffin Riders, though. This is going to be pretty much impossible to kill Panda, and it's going to do a lot of damage to Renaud that he'd most likely not want to see on them. He can slowly heal them back up, but it's going to cost him a lot of mana on his Paladin, and eventually Lightweight might actually manage to take one down. At this point, Renaud probably wants to go ahead and finish Lightweight off. He does have gold. Renaud knows he has some gold. And Renaud throwing Lightweight's words back at him. Ente is quietly picking up some more gold though here. If he can successfully mine this for a while, then he'll be in very good shape. I like the fact that he's put these fiends right where he could grab the griffins if they come in. Flying Machine is scouting well though, and just out of range, but staying below 50, and he's got the production to pump right up if he needs to. Ente doing a nice job here, although going to lose another unit to the Dark Ranger most likely. A little bit of a skirmish going on, just trying to weaken these griffins down. Renaud doing the right thing, hitting all these, but what he needs to make sure of is that he does not lose any units at this point. Late game units are just so valuable that losing even one Griffin Rider is unacceptable, especially when you have a staff on every hero to save them, and a Paladin that can do it. And the Alchemist uses his ultimate on it, nicely done, gains even more gold. I suspect he was waiting for it to come out. Renaud moving down and going to go ahead and take out the towers on his main base here. Lightweight does not want that to happen, and his cries for help are not being answered right now. If they were scouting better, they would realize that Lightweight was the only help to help team Renaud down, and in come the gyros. Well done on Renaud's Lightweight's part. However, he has given away the game right now. Renaud realizes he has an army, he can get other people to scout it, and that's going to be used against him. As Renaud saying, yep, he has a hidden army. Is anybody really surprised? Not particularly. However, they could overestimate how much of an army and what it is composed of. If you have hidden gyros, why wouldn't you have hidden tanks? I would expect 10 tanks from human, and especially someone like Lightweight, who was mining all game. However, he only has 2. So it would not be too surprising to see Renaud allowed to finish him and some over-teaming to occur on him. Does look like Juan has finally managed to get an expansion up though. Good for him, and another player that, if allowed, could easily float under the radar here. He's got a small little army hidden in the back of his base here. Ente is still successfully mining away at this one, and nice job with the patrolling shade. Make sure that no invisible heroes come back in the way that Juan was. Renaud whining about the fact that he is no longer elf and has played the evil human army, but that's part of the reason why he's doing so well right now, is because of that. Very durable, and it looks like he'll be going back for somebody, although I'm not entirely sure who his focus on at this point is. They should all be teaming him, and currently Ente's letting him live, although that's mostly just because of the fact that he's able to mine at 50 uncontested. My guess is that Renaud will try and go ahead and take down Lightweight, and will try to convince others to help him out as well. He does have some tanks, which will be extremely helpful against those gyrocopters. So, it should be a good battle, should they come to it. Sorry about all the mispronunciations. I've been talking nonstop for about an hour now, and throat's getting a little dry. My mind is wandering a little bit, and I'm just not that talkative to begin with, so. Does look like Juan is slowly getting this expo back up, sitting at 32 food, so he should be able to pump it full with 5, no problem. Dark Ranger just lurking about, trying to take something away. It does have the staff, so I would not be surprised. Here comes a fight. Let's see if he goes ahead. Juan should go in here and steal something while nobody's looking. Yep, there goes staff. Get out quickly. Ente probably doesn't even notice. Mountain King gets pretty low, but the Paladin saves it. And the Alchemist did manage to steal some more gold / units from Ente. So, oof, good staff there. Well done, Renaud. Ente has gained a decent bit of gold so far, however he's also lost a few units, so probably lost about 500, 600 gold worth of units, gained about 3,000 gold, so decent trade-off still. At some point though, I suspect he will become fed up with either the Alchemist that keeps killing all his units, or the Dark Ranger and her charm. Down in the bottom left, we've still got Lightweight pumping away here. He's got 1,000 gold and should be able to get up to around 80 food after he builds another farm. Has the Sorcerer hidden over in the corner here, trying to keep it out of the way. Let's see, it appears I'm lagging. That's probably not good. Alright, if I'm not lagged out, that's good. Hopefully that was bot, not me, but I'm not feeling too good about it. And Renaud helpfully pointing out that there is a critter which probably could belong to Lightweight. And Juan is not used to this idea of mass teleportation into bases. And Lightweight trying to run it away. Ooh, good spot by Renaud. The experienced player comes through to help Juan in the end. Too bad for Lightweight, but shouldn't make a huge difference, although if Juan ends up winning this game, he can probably thank Renaud for it. Juan does have another 1,600 gold drain there, so that won't help him out too much. However, if he does manage to keep running around and saving things, then that will help quite a bit. Lightweight is being the world police here, and he says it's probably just mining. However, I would not be surprised to see it put in somebody's base, so Lightweight could TP right into it. Renaud and Ente are both doing a good job of keeping away invisibility units, although Ente has actually lost that shade that he had patrolling his base earlier, or has sent it somewhere else. Nope, never mind, it's coming on back. It is with Renaud's invisible units, so Ente is going to have 2 sets of invisible units to worry about right now. And a nice job of staying with it, trying to nuke down this Mountain King. Mountain King is looking very low, staffed out here. Did the Alchemist even get 1 unit off of Ente? Does not look so to me. Paladin should be able to save it with relative ease, but let's see. Ooh. Big mistake earlier. He used his Paladin to staff it out, and that... Ooh, down goes the Alchemist. Gotta see... Yep, down goes the Alchemist. Big hurt for Renaud. And it does appear that I'm lagging a little bit. I'm sorry about any lapses in the stream. I'm going to go ahead and minimize and try to see what could be causing it / close open app. Alright, I've shut some programs down. Let's see if that works any better. Hopefully it will. Sorry if there was any distortion earlier. Not really sure what was going on. Hopefully I was just lagging a little bit in-game and not on the stream. It does appear to be continuing a little bit. So if it's a little glitchy, please bear with me, and sorry about that. Ente going ahead and selling off some buildings now. I would have liked to see him do that before he started mass producing the units, since now he's losing some gold to upkeep because of the fact that he's doing it in upkeep. Lightweight, it looks like. Not sure what he's complaining about now, but doesn't look too important since all his heroes are alive. Maybe he lost a tank or something. It does look like Renaud has pushed his luck one too many times on attacking Ente. Ente now going ahead and trying to finish off Renaud, I would guess, or at least attacking his expos. It's a bit of a tricky four-way right now because you don't know who to attack, and Renaud bringing in all his units to try and kill off Ente right now, doing a nice job of first saving that Mountain King. Paladin should staff it momentarily. Oh, Holy Light, even better. And just focusing down the units right now. He's not worrying about the heroes too much. But that could be... Nope. Undead fast enough, he should get away. So Renaud not overexpanding himself. Is looking a little weak on that Paladin. And the Alchemist comes back just in the nick of time to staff him out. So Juan is slowly but surely gathering up a little more of an army here. He's got a Frostworm, 2 Chimeras, a Griffin, his Panda, and 3 Fiends. An assorted motley crew if there ever was one. He did manage to mine off that entire mine in low upkeep, which helps him out a little bit. Lightweight winding up here, and there goes the Breath of Fire. Down go the Wisps, not too surprising. Juan still running around looking for something to charm. Has discovered that Ente does not have this expo, although it only has 180 gold, so that's probably why. And Ente has not finished unsummoning units, or unsummoning his buildings there. I'm curious what the purpose of that was, but he has moved on to a Garg army, so that should help him out greatly against blue. Renaud being a little bit overestimated gold-wise. He is actually telling the truth here, but Lightweight doesn't believe him, which not exactly unexpected, since it does seem like Renaud both drained a lot of mines and has been using his Alchemist a lot. However, the fact that he keeps dying to Ente is not helping out his cause. Lightweight sitting at 1,000 gold, 70 food, 72 cap. Has hidden armies all over here. He's got things lined up nicely so that they can't be found very easily and they aren't clumped together. Renaud has scouted some of them, but not all of them. And Ente going in to hit Juan, actually. Down goes that Panda. Down goes everything at this point. An interesting choice here. He is going to gain some levels. He's in a very good position to gain 10 points, or 11 points, where we'll be playing an FML League match. However, really not the person he wants to be focusing now. Juan was the least threatening of everybody. Although I guess he didn't actually lose any units. No, he did lose some. He's making more. But the hero levels weren't worth it, in my opinion. He didn't gain any great skills. He's just going to take out Juan. Lightweight going around doing a little harassing on Renaud, trying to lower him down. My guess is that'll be a 2v1 against Renaud once Juan is taken out of the game, at least for a while. Ente does not have very much gold, and also is unsummoning the ziggurats that he needs. That's a little bit odd. He's not going to be able to rebuild and his food locked. I'm not sure what the purpose of that was, to be honest. It doesn't seem that wise. Lightweight just doing some quick demolition derby against these buildings. Not doing any significant damage to any units, but not taking any significant damage from, well, anything at this point. Renaud doesn't have the stopping power to prevent the Paladin from healing everybody up, and there is a nice bit of damage done to all these buildings. He's going to try and focus this Archmage down. However, the Paladin has a ton of mana, and that time to TP out. Lightweight, run, run, run. One more stun could be deadly. Lightweight really pushing it very close here. I suspect we'll see another heal and a TP out, but Lightweight does not want to. Yep, there we go. Lightweight did not want to get out of there. He is running away from the base, moving some gyrocopters in to try and do some damage. Juan is alive with a few units everywhere. Not much, but a few. He does have a base, so he's not revealed yet. Ente's sitting at 80-40. Clearly this is going to be his last army since he won't be able to rebuild. He does have some pretty high level heroes. That level 8 Crypt Lord should be interesting with its ultimate and the fact that it's going to take a lot to kill it off because of the Death Knight. Lightweight may be revealing his hand a little bit early, but if they think that this is the only hidden army he has, then he's certainly not in terrible trouble. Maybe he can manage to pull some of the other units out here. He does have a hidden peasant as well too, and enough gold to rebuild a main hall should somebody decide to try and haul him. So Lightweight not in great position, but not in terrible position. And Ente is actually going to go ahead and go for Renaud, it looks like. And here we go. Ente going into Renaud's main. Let's see what happens here. Taking down towers 1, 2, 3 quickly. Renaud has not managed to upgrade them to masonry. That's going to hurt him out quite a bit, although it does make it a lot more interesting to watch. And this could be very interesting. He does not have many items on his heroes here. Does not have a TP at all, it does not look like. So should Renaud manage to focus something down, it would do a lot of damage. However, the fact that he has all those gargoyles with him is pretty terrifying if I'm in Renaud's position. Gonna pull out the tanks here. Should be able to staff those back relatively easily. Do not see the Mountain King. There's the Mountain King hidden behind it, little dwarf. So it'll be interesting to see how Ente plays this. I'd like to see Ente go ahead and use a Death and Decay. That could do a lot of damage here. Doing a nice job of just running in and out, getting some of those towers down, saving the gargoyles. Ooh, very nice coil, and a very nice scroll, actually, I believe, not coil. Taking a tank down, should be staffed out, yep, safely taken away. So Renaud not losing a lot, but is losing some. Lightweight should be coming in here to help him out a little bit. Him being Ente and taking Renaud down even more. Ente just kind of playing a little bit of poke and dance here. Renaud trying to get them off of him. Does not want to be 2v1'd here. That could prove to be a lot of trouble for him. Lightweight does have the lowest heroes, although not by much of anybody else. Juan actually still talking and still in the game. Who knew? Ente is being hurt pretty badly by all the slow. He does not have a destroyer, and if Renaud has more casters, that could prove to be an even bigger problem for him. Lightweight going to go in from the other side most likely and try and take down some tanks. Yep, that's what he's going to do now, and that should allow Ente to poke at the other side of him, taking down more buildings. I suspect Renaud's going to be teamed down until he's only got a few buildings left before focus gets switched to Lightweight, although it's entirely possible that Ente will feel comfortable being able to take down Lightweight by himself, which would be a huge problem for him. And looks like Paladin has plenty of mana to heal him. Renaud really struggling in this 2v1, does not have the ability to produce any more units because he is food locked as well. So this could be a massive, massive problem for Renaud if he doesn't get something solved here soon and force one of them to either back off or get one of them to switch alliances. Lightweight coming in with those key area of effect spells. The Griffin Riders are really, really low right now. None of them are in good shape. There's only so much that a Paladin can do. Ooh, that Alchemist is going to be pretty low. Good staff, but he does have a lot of physical damage that can be done to it. Alchemist is going to need to be healed quickly and is currently still stunned. Probably get another staff on it and another heal. Let's see if we can get him out of the Sanctuary. That's what it's called. Tanks are going down very quickly. Ente is losing some, but not enough. Those Griffins are going down 1, 2, 3. Probably a fourth coming right back at it. And another one losing to Lightweight over here that he's lost control of. Renaud does have 3,100 gold. If he can convince them that he's pretty much dead and get them to back off, then he will be able to rebuild. However, at this point, it's not looking too good for him. But he's not out of it either. And it looks like Ente is backing up a little bit here and just healing himself in stone form. A good decision, letting Lightweight go ahead and take down some of these units. Unfortunately, I'm lagging a little bit, it appears. Hopefully it's not too bad in game. But yeah, Renaud is not in good position right now and really doesn't know what he needs to be doing. His Paladin only has 120 mana on it, so that's going to make it very, very weak. Whereas Lightweight's Paladin has 420 due to the Archmage aura. And Ente is back into Renaud's territory right now. Let's see what they decide to do. I believe both Lightweight and Ente think they can take each other 1v1. Not sure who's correct, however, it's going to be very, very deadly to find out who it is soon. Renaud TPing away, he's going to TP back into his base and should be nuked down almost instantaneously after it. Does look like he has... Ooh, nice save on the Paladin there. It's under the Holy Light. Not going to be able to use other things though. TP. There we go. TP's to the other side. Both of his heroes are staffed now while the MK is super low. Good TP away. That should... Nope, does not break Sanctuary. As incorrect. Down goes the Mountain King. Down goes the Alchemist. And that Paladin still has its Holy Light, or Divine Shield up, but that's going to go away in a moment. That's going to be nuked down. Renaud is going to be out of the game unless he pulls something absolutely incredible to come back. He does have 3,000 gold, but it is not looking very good for him. And yep, Renaud has said GG. He's going to go ahead and tap out here and get into the Observer. Lightweight getting ready to rally the troops. You can see all the tanks down here moving in. He is going to go ahead and try and take out Ente. So Ente being nice and helping kill off Renaud, although that's really I'm not sure if he understands what's going on, because he's killing the one building that will allow him to kill himself. Maybe he doesn't believe him, thinks it's some more trickery or what, but Ente not being very nice. Not nice at all, Ente. He'll have to do it with the Griffin Riders now. But Lightweight in position already to take out Ente. We'll see how this goes. Mass TP back to the hero, and then we'll have a mass TP down to this peasant in the top right. Ente does not have a TP and is going to lose his town very, very quickly. I suspect we'll see a building kill. He has a very low hero, and yep, Lightweight has pretty much well done here. TP's in perfectly, gonna go ahead for the entire building kill. In come the gyros to take down the air. Lightweight, very successful, very well done. And while Ente played a fantastic game, just not quite up to the usual tricks that free-for-all players have. Ente running back, but does not have the TP, not going to be able to get back in time, I don't believe. And tanks just taking down these buildings left and right. There are no other buildings remaining for Lightweight, and the hidden army comes through again, moving all the gyros out of the way, and not entirely sure why the tanks are not going ahead and just killing the buildings. Lightweight has to know that that's his easiest way out, although at this point he could probably take straight up fight too, since all the gargoyles were lost, or at least most of them were. He does have to worry a little bit about the undead nuke if that comes into play, but not a whole lot, I don't think. Renaud is significantly overestimating how much gold Lightweight has, though. And this Death Knight's actually getting pretty low too. Archmage not in too much trouble, and Lightweight not paying a whole lot of attention, TPing out, not really sure why. Could easily go ahead and finish this. Looking around, I do see the critter. Let's see if Ente kills it off. I doubt that he will, but that's going to allow Lightweight to just TP right back into the base. If you start playing free-for-all, the first thing you need to learn, kill those goddamn critters. They spell nothing but trouble. Ente just running around, not really knowing what to do right now. Going ahead and killing some buildings, but this is pretty safely decided in Lightweight's favor. We'll see if that continues. to be the trend. Renaud is killing himself off, has given up on the game. And, yep, so Ente is revealed. He does have the ability to just mass TP in. That only will leave one after this, and that's going to be a very easy GG for him. And Ente does manage to kill off the critter just in the nick of time, it looks like. However, let's see. I believe that, yep, there it is. He does have one more critter over here. In come the tanks. That should finish him off very, very quickly. And Ente could actually be taken out of the game before Renaud is, so that would shake things up a little bit for him. Ente going to go ahead and do some hero nuking, but that's not going to help out a whole lot. Panda is going to be able to split or just continue to be healed by the Paladin. And 4 buildings remaining for Ente. 3 buildings remaining for Ente. Panda safely goes ahead and uses its ultimate. And Lightweight showing a little bit too much interest in trying to kill the heroes, I think. Could easily prove himself the victor if he manages to just kill the buildings. Looks like that's what he's going to do now. Should probably let Archmage go ahead and get healed by the Paladin. Should be incoming momentarily. Archmage may go ahead and go down anyway, though. Dark Death Knight very, very close to dying. Archmage does go down. Does not really matter. Buildings will be killed momentarily, and Lightweight pouting that he is really bad at using his heroes right now, which I'm not going to comment on because I wouldn't do any better myself, but that Lich is going to go down momentarily to the Paladin. However, the buildings are going to be killed first. Renaud comes in just in time to see him die, and Lightweight, good Paladin save, and down goes Ente. So the only player remaining would be Juan at this point. Juan is going to go ahead and give up momentarily, I'm sure. Let's see, no mass TP, so it could take freaking forever for Lightweight to go ahead and get down. A pretty nice game overall. I'm very glad that Lightweight didn't go ahead and decide to just throw the towel in like it looked like he was going to at some point. Couple of little notes and recaps from what I saw in every player. Renaud played a nice game, but he just did not do well in armies. He didn't know what army composition to do versus something like Fiend Frost, which really shouldn't be too hard to take down, but as somebody who is pretty much a strictly free-for-all player, you don't see those types of armies, and it's hard to adjust to. Had he managed to adjust properly, he would have been in a much better position. He was great early on. Ente played a very nice game, but a pretty much solo game on the free-for-all level. He had great heroes, great micro, took down armies very well. However, the macro just didn't help him at all. Looking at resources, Ente lost 24,000 gold while only mining 52,000. Lightweight actually lost just as much gold, which is kind of interesting. But you look at somebody like Renaud who mined 2,000 more and lost 11,000 less gold. Juan played, or Yaws was next up actually. Didn't really see enough about him to know. However, he did not expand early enough, quick enough, and he was stuck between 2 solo players, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. Going down to Juan, Juan played very well. For somebody who doesn't play Night Elf in free-for-all, he did pretty well. Thinking about it, he had a good solid combo. You might want to swap out the Keeper of the Grove for the Priestess of the Moon. Having the Entangle really helps a lot, but DR Panda is a very solid combo for Elf, and the third hero should just complement that. Ugri did not play particularly well, but had a tough surround, got himself cut off early on from the expansions, and when surrounded between 2 very good players who have excellent micro, it's tough to do anything. And Lightweight played a great game. He took a huge risk letting his main base die like that. A lot of the times that's a risk-reward that does not pay off. However, it did pay off in this case, so what can you say except well played to Lightweight. This is Mage. I'm losing my voice at this point, and I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I hope that you've enjoyed listening, and please make sure to subscribe to our channel if you liked hearing us. I try to cast some of the actual FML matches when they happen. I usually cast with Mage Skynet, who's a great partner. Sometimes I cast with Red Kiki, and usually we're on about once a week for 2 hours or however long the free-for-all takes. I hope you've enjoyed listening to this, and I am signing out.